Now, the idea of traveling the oceans on a handmade vessel was more than an experiment for a man named Poppa Neutrino. It was a way of life.
In 1996, Neutrino's adventures brought him to Maine, and our Bob Elliot caught up with him.
Down on the delta where there is shelter.
It washed up on shore last night, sort of a cross between a Chinese junk and the Kon-Tiki. Surely there's a story here somewhere.
Ahoy out there! Is anybody home?
Turns out the boat belongs to a family of Louisiana street musicians. Believe it or not, they were on their way from New Orleans to New York to France when they developed rudder problems and ended up in Maine. We waited out and got an exclusive interview with Poppa Neutrino and his daughter Jess. First question, are you sure this thing is safe?
It may look like a wreck, but it's not a wreck. It's seaworthy. It's more seaworthy than the Mayflower. It won't sink. It's self-righting. We have electronic equipment.
The Neutrinos built this boat for about $200. It's made out of scrap wood and plastic foam. The point of this adventure is to show people that you don't have to be a billionaire to do things like this. You just have to be a little creative.
You don't have to pay rent, and you can do what you want to do and just find a way to do it. You don't have to be rich and famous and wealthy. You can do whatever you want to do and just find a way to do it.
As you might expect, this boat gets a lot of attention. In every port, the harbor master stops it, the Coast Guard inspects it, and the people just stop and stare.
This is made up of scrap from every part of the country. It's an art piece. And if you look at it just as a bunch of junk from one spot, you're missing the picture. If you look at it, pieces from New York, pieces from New Orleans, pieces from Mississippi, pieces from Maine. We put it together from all over the country.
It's too late to go to France this year because the water's too rough. So instead, the Neutrinos plan to either head up to the Bay of Fundy or maybe just hang around here for the winter and play some music. On a mudflat in South Portland, I'm Bob Elliot, News Center.
Poppa Neutrino, by the way, was his real name. He had it changed at the age of 52 after a near-deadly illness that came from a dog bite in Mexico. No wonder that gets attention when it pulled into port.
There you go.